and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Do not forget, don't tell anyone about this channel, do not subscribe, do not comment, keep it a secret because this channel is just for you. But today we're going to talk about something a lot more sensitive, and that is grief. I had somebody come into my DM yesterday. She's a beautiful soul, and she told me that 6 years later she still feels that she's judged if she talks about the loss of her husband. And I don't know why, for some reason last night that left me in so much pain for her. And all I wanted to do last night, to be honest, was just create a video for her straight away, because I know that we've been dealing with so much loss in the last 2 years, and I think more loss than anybody's ever comprehended they could go through. I know people that have lost a lover and a mother. I know people that have lost a father and a mother in the same breath, and then lost their job, and some of them their children. And so I didn't want to do this topic just about how to deal with the 5 stages of grief, because you all know that. You know that it begins with denial, and then it begins with the sadness, and then you go through the anger, and then you go through the depression, and then you finally find acceptance. And then sometimes the 6th loop is that you retest if you've actually reached acceptance or not. And I know that you can find that anywhere on YouTube. But today I just wanted to come in as a friend and just be able to talk to you and give you little tips that you could actually use, and that I have used with people that I have coached and has seen it give them some sort of beautiful relief. I'll never say solved, because I don't think you can ever solve anybody's loss. And I don't think you should ever set out to solve someone's loss. So the first thing I want to be able to tell you is, it is okay if you are still grieving 3 years to 6 years later. It is fine if you're having a beautiful day and sometimes you turn around and realize something triggered me. I remember them, I'm crying, and I feel so sad. There's nothing wrong with consistently feeling like you go through that loop over and over. I had a discussion on Citizen TV a couple of months ago where I said that in my experience of dealing with people with grief, I've never seen anyone follow the perfect order. I've not seen somebody deal with the shock and the denial and then have them move gracefully into sadness, anger, depression, and then acceptance. Sometimes you just get stuck in the sadness, and that's okay. Sometimes you're just stuck in the anger and then you'll jump into depression. Sometimes some people just do not deal with the shock until a lot later on. It's okay, whatever stage you're at. There's no race line to healing. There's no race line to being perfect, and you're never going to replace this person with a new person. You're never going to replace this person with a brand new feeling. A lot of the times when you talk to people, remember that sometimes it does get tough for the other person that's listening. Not tough because they are bored or tired of hearing from you about this, but sometimes, we're born to sort of fix. And when you talk to somebody, they feel, I don't know what to say. Do I just keep telling the other person everything will be okay? It's just to remember, not that your friends have forgotten you, not that your family has left you. It's just sometimes they don't know what's the right thing in the moment to be able to do for you. So if you are that person, it's just to listen. I think the greatest gift you can give somebody that's dealing with loss, and when I say dealing with loss, I don't mean just because it just happened. Dealing with loss is something you're going to do for the rest of your life. So if you're dealing with someone that's going through loss, first of all, just listen to them. Try and understand what their triggers could be. Try and be there for them on the beautiful days that they are having. And you know what? If you're having a beautiful day, something I would say is journal it down. Write it out so that when you are having a tougher day, you can go back to that story in your journal. You can put a little sticky note and be like, this is the day I want to relive and re-remember, because it breaks that pattern in a gentle way, and it just helps you move from the loop of just feeling all the sorrow and sadness, which still is okay, but just helps you move into a healthier loop where you could still feel sad and sorrowful, but you're doing it with a slightly better memory that you're going through. I like to also talk to people about the fact that nobody really discusses guilt. And people feel guilt either in 2 ways. guilt that I'm moving on, and if I move on, something is wrong with me. And then guilt, the guilt of I didn't do enough, I didn't love enough, guilt of we were having so many arguments and fights, guilt of I let you down, guilt of I could have been, I should have been a better mom, I could have been a better wife, I could have been a better husband, I could have been a better friend. And when you're dealing with the guilt, it's to really be easy on yourself, because the thing that we'll never be able to solve is we don't get to pick when we're born, and we don't get to pick when we're going to die. And the date that somebody's going to pass is always written. And no matter how tragic or how shocking or how sudden it can be, sometimes there's comfort in knowing that God knew there was exactly that date that this person would pass. And in knowing that they're in a better place, they're in a safer place, you can move into also being able to ask for sometimes a beautiful sign. A sign of, I want to know that you're still in my life, that you still see me, you still hear me, and I can connect with you. Could that sign be a feather? Could it be a leaf? Could it be a chameleon? Could it be, and I say chameleon because I had a beautiful friend that had lost someone so loving, and this person, you know, the person they lost had something about chameleons in the garden. And this person was grieving, and she had mentioned after 4 to 5 months, they sort of shouted out loud, you know, that Mom, are you here? You know, just let us know that you know that we still love you and we care about you. And they saw this chameleon on the ground, which was the strangest thing to have ever seen. But they knew in that moment they could relate to the fact that Mom was around. So sometimes they could be little patterns. I've known somebody that says whenever she's going through something so hard or she has to make the toughest decision, out of nowhere, she will find a little gray feather. And there's no chance that there was a bird in the house or in a drawer or in these weird places, but she knows that this person is just letting her know everything will be okay and I'm by your side. So ask and find for a different kind of sign that will just let you know this person's by your side and they still look over you like a beautiful angel. The third thing I want to talk about is called the rewind method. And in coaching, what we do is, because sometimes people associate the last time they saw the person, which can be a bit traumatic. I saw them when they were in the hospital, or that's not the way I wanted to remember them the last time. And they replay that on a loop a lot. So the rewind system would be, you think about 5 beautiful memories you had with that person. Close your eyes and you take a deep breath, and you want to think about the moments that were the most funniest, the moments that were, you know, the sweetest, the most romantic, the most loving. And you want to stitch those 5 moments together. And this helps you re-loop and rewire the brain, that every time you're feeling that little sadness, your mind no longer goes to seeing them in a way that traumatizes you, but it just helps you feel the love and the warmth of them inside. And that being said, it's okay if after a couple of days you have a breakdown, because I feel at some point your breakdowns do get healthier and they do get better. They won't be like the way they were in the beginning, but it's a bittersweet, soft remembering of this person in your life. Find the right people you can talk to. Practice the rewind method as many times as you can. Ask for a sign that they're always with you. And then the other thing is, remember, ask yourself over and over, how would they want me to live my life? What message would they want me to carry? And for some people, maybe form a little group where you meet, even if it's on Zoom once a week, and all of you just know that you've got that support. You can share beautiful memories. You can talk about where you're feeling and how you're feeling. And it really does help to just have people who've been through something as similar as you. But there's no shame. There's no rush. You are where you need to be in your grieving process. You're never going to move on. You're going to move and build around. They're always going to move with you. So it's not about losing them. It's not about forgetting them. It's about carrying on somehow in a beautiful way with the legacy they would want you to carry on for them. So you get to live your own, and now you get to carry on a beautiful one for them as well. So if you are someone that is dealing with loss, I just want to let you know that you've got so many beautiful people just like me sending you love, light, prayers, and just letting you know there's no rush to get through it. But try some of these different ways, see how you feel. Let me know in the comment section. If there's somebody dealing with loss you could forward this video to and it would help them, please do so. And I cannot wait to see you at the next episode. Do not forget, this YouTube is a complete secret and you do not need to share it with anybody.